What if the sun suddenly disappeared? How would that affect our life and the Earth? For sure some products will disappear, such as solar panels, sunglasses, hats, creams, air conditioners and others. Regardless these minor changes, what will change on Earth? At first, the Sun or any other star is in a continuous struggle between the star's gravity power and its nuclear interaction. This struggle puts the star in a stable state. When the Sun dies after its energy is consumed, all its supply of hydrogen extends and spreads through millions of kilometers, covering Mercury and Venus. At this state it is called the red giant. When the outer layer disappears, the Sun shrinks and its density increases, forming what is called the white dwarf. It should be noted that not all stars turn to be black holes. Only huge stars with high density turn to black holes. But low or medium density stars like our planet doesn't turn to black hole. But if we assume the Sun suddenly disappeared, what will happen on Earth, and for people? The Earth will leave its orbit 8 minutes after the Sun disappears, because the Sun gravity force affecting the Earth. That's mean, the Earth will keep moving around nothing, for 8 minutes and 22 seconds. Once it leaves its orbit around the Sun, it will go in a straight line in the space, by 108,000 kilometers per hour. The same is applied on the solar system's planets. All the planets and the space objects affected by the Sun gravity, and will spread in the space. The Earth may get attracted to a bigger planet, and becomes a moon. Or keeps swimming in the space, till it gets attracted to another bigger object or star. And we will lose the sunrise and sunset, and lose our sense of time. Because our time are associated with the simultaneity of day and night. But now it will be dark for 24 hours. A week after the Sun disappears, the temperature will decrease to 0 degrees only, because the Earth preserves the heat well. A bearable temperature that we can adapt with it. During the first month, tropical regions' temperature will start to gradually decrease, with the stop of tropical rains. Some creatures will die, such as mammals and tropical birds. But the animals that eat corpses will survive. After that, plants that need sunlight for photosynthesis will die, with no sun, so oxygen will decrease in air, but the atmosphere contains sufficient oxygen. Don't worry, we won't die suffocating, because the oxygen in the atmosphere is sufficient for 7 billion persons to live 1,000 years. Anyways, not all trees will die. Huge trees will survive only, but after several years, they will die freezing. More than quarter of the people will die in 1 month to 6 months, most of them in poor regions, Africa, Central and South America, and Central and South Asia. With this catastrophe, there will be attempts to study the best places on Earth to live. The best 3 proposed places will be Iceland, South Sinai and Yellowstone. These areas called the geothermal areas, for they have natural heat sources from the ground. People can live longer in submarines or underground shelters by using nuclear energy to produce heat and electricity. A year after, the temperature will decrease to 70 below zero, and will continue decreasing gradually. Interestingly, due to low temperature, the atmosphere might freeze and crack. Since the gases in it freeze at certain temperature, when they transfer from gaseous state to solid state, they would crack and fall to the ground. So, Earth will be exposed to outer harmful and very dangerous radiation. 10 to 20 years later, objects will start to be wet and dewy, due to the phenomenon liquid air. This phenomenon occurs at 190 degrees below zero. Air transforms from being gas to liquid. The Sun death today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, in a month or a year, won't happen. The sun will die after billions of years. Fortunately, you won't live a billion years to see that. Question for you. What will you do if NASA announced that the sun disappeared? This moment, and the next 8 minutes, are the last moments you will see the sunlight. Finally, if you liked the video, please subscribe to more videos.